Welcome to Advanced Seller Financing Strategies, a practical breakdown of how creative deal structures can work on commercial real estate. Here's the scenario. A commercial office building is listed at $1 million. A buyer brings $200,000 cash as a down payment, 20% down. That leaves $800,000 to be financed. Instead of a bank loan, the seller carries the note, and everything changes. Why seller financing matters in commercial real estate? Commercial bank loans come with long underwriting timelines, DSCR requirements, environmental reviews, and significant origination fees. Seller financing bypasses all of that. The seller becomes the lender. The buyer makes payments directly to the seller, and the seller earns interest income on money they would have otherwise received all at once. For the seller, this creates a powerful passive income stream. For the buyer, it opens doors that conventional commercial lenders often close, especially for investors, entrepreneurs, or properties that need repositioning. Interest rates. In a seller-financed commercial deal, the seller sets the rate. While conventional commercial mortgage rates may run 8 or 9%, seller financing is often structured at 10, 11, or even 12%. The buyer accepts a higher rate because the seller isn't requiring a full DSCR analysis, environmental reports, or seasoned income history. Flexibility commands a premium. On an $800,000 note at 10% over 30 years, the buyer's monthly payment is approximately $7,020.57. Over 5 years alone, the seller collects over $421,000 in payments and earns nearly $394,000 in interest during that time. That is nearly 50% of the original note face value, earned in just 5 years. Balloon payments. A balloon note means the buyer makes regular monthly payments, but the entire remaining principal comes due at a specific date, typically 3, 5, or 7 years out. Sellers love balloons because they create a forced refinance event. By year 5, the buyer must either pay off the note or refinance conventionally. The seller earns substantial interest income during the hold period, then receives a massive lump sum payoff. On our $800,000 note with a 5-year balloon at 10%, amortized over 30 years, the monthly payment is $7,020. After 60 payments, the buyer has paid down only about $27,000 in principal, leaving a balloon payoff of approximately $772,000 at year 5. Add the payments collected during those 5 years, over $421,000, to the balloon payoff of $772,000, and the seller's total recovery is nearly $1,194,000 on an $800,000 note. That is a 49% total return.
Partial note, converting future payments into immediate liquidity. Imagine you hold an $800,000 commercial note at 10%, but you need capital now for another investment. Instead of selling the entire note at a steep discount, you sell only a portion of it. Here's how it works. A note investor, like Ether Financial, agrees to purchase the next 60 payments of $7,020 each. That's over $421,000 in future payment value. The investor pays you a discounted lump sum today, approximately $345,000 to $366,000, depending on the note's quality and the borrower's creditworthiness. After those 60 payments are collected, the remaining balance, over $772,000, and all future payments revert back to you. You've converted future cash flow into present capital without surrendering the entire note or the massive balloon payoff. That is the partial note strategy, a sophisticated liquidity tool that experienced commercial note holders use to redeploy capital while preserving long-term yield. The complete commercial deal structure. Property, $1 million. Buyer cash down, $200,000. Seller note, $800,000 at 10%. 5-year balloon, amortized over 30 years. Monthly payment, $7,020.57. Years 1 through 5, the seller earns approximately $78,766 per year in interest, nearly $80,000 per year in passive income from a single commercial note. At year 5, the buyer refinances conventionally, and the seller receives approximately $772,000 in balloon payoff plus all payments collected. Total seller yield, nearly $1,194,000, a 49% total return on an $800,000 note in just 5 years, without selling through a broker, without waiting on market appreciation, and with complete control over the deal terms. Commercial real estate with seller financing is one of the most powerful and most underused tools in sophisticated investing. When structured correctly, with the right interest rate, the right balloon term, and a clear exit strategy, a single commercial note becomes a long-term income engine producing nearly $80,000 per year. Whether you're a seller seeking above-market yield, a buyer navigating commercial lending obstacles, or an investor building a note portfolio, these strategies give you an edge that conventional buyers simply don't have. Structure smart. Invest with intention.